It's Lance coming to you from Austin, Texas, and I am so happy to finally be having a chance to play the Metroplex Super-Plex. You know, George has been the guy in America, as far as I'm concerned, or the world for that matter, that has been able to really take the Marshall thing to a whole new level. He's the only guy I know that I plug into his amplifiers, and I feel like I'm playing a vintage amp with more features rather than a brand new amp with too much gain and too many little funny buttons and switches. And you know, it's very intuitive to use this amp, although it does have a lot going on. So let me show you a few things about it. First of all, we have a variac switch. So you put that in the down position and things get a little more spongy. That makes me happy to hear that. Or here's without it. It's more of a feel thing. You'll feel it when you play it, and when you're really cranked up, it does that thing, that super compression thing, like a Van Halen 1 sort of thing, right? Okay, so then you've got your normal, you know, on-off switches. You got your volume knob for your first channel, which is mainly the main channel of your amp. Your second volume, which controls the boost volume of the amplifier. You got presence, bass, mid, treble. Nothing weird there. That's kind of, you know, across the board, sort of a Marshall thing. But under here, you have a mid-cut switch. When you put that mid-cut switch in the other position, it does this thing. It's almost like the most pretty 45-100 you've ever heard. It's like just beautiful. Watch. So that gets it way more into the almost, you know, I don't want to say Fender, but almost in a Fender zone. It sounds almost like a gigantic Tweed Twin or something. But I put this back in the mid area. So then we've got the gain knob, which I usually run at about, you know, pretty high up. And then the boost gain also has now boost EQ for treble and bass. And you can really fine tune that, which I'll show you in a minute. You got to remember too that any gain we've been getting so far, we're straight into the amp. There's no gain pedals. This is what the amp sounds like. It's the amp. So let me show you first now. Here's the regular channel we're just in. Now I'm going to turn the mode button on. Different kind of thing here. You'll see it kind of jumps up more like a crank Tweed Twin or a 60s Marshall turn way up. I love that. So now you can turn the boost on, then it gets to be even more fun. The boost is where I live a lot of the times because I play a lot of rock stuff, and I have my boost volume way up. So hold on to your hats here. It's gonna get a little. That is all kinds of fun. And this amp, oh my God, it's amazing. It's got a 5000 switch on the back, so it gets a little different feel when you have the 50-watt switch engaged as well. I like to run it through this open back cab because to me, it's like the kind of amp I'd like to get in front of Keith Richards when they're doing big stadiums, because it does a Marshall thing, but it almost sounds like a Tweed Twin. I know I keep saying that, but it's got that feel and it's got that gain. And when you hear this thing with a humbucker guitar, it's pretty freaking astounding. So if you'll wait 1 second, I'll show it to you. And we're back. Ta-da! Vishenko Les Paul. Thank you, George. Georgie got me this. Yeah, he hooked me up with those guys. George is a good guy. Oh, and by the way, everybody, I have a new, much better looking videographer here, Zoe. And Zoe happens to be Greek, George. She is from Greece. So, and an old friend and a good friend of mine. So let's go to a humbucker. I'm going to show you the same sort of thing. Here's the main sort of channel of the amp, which, you know, I'll loosely refer to as the clean channel, right? So. I mean, it's so weird, man. It's like I'm saying, you almost get these stone sort of things in this channel. Now, and obviously I can pull that mid cut in, turn the volume down a little bit for you guys that want to play clean. I don't know why you do that, but. So it doesn't matter, you can almost play blues or jazz with this amp as well. Not that I know how to play jazz, or would I try that ever. It's scary. So I'm afraid of that sort of thing. But so that's it. And then we can turn the mode switch on and you get into like the land of AC/DC. You know, they use 45 100s on a lot of their records, guys. So that thing where it's a rock sound, but it's not too jacked up. You know what I'm saying? There's not too much gain. You hear all the clarity of the notes. But I love the fact that George now provided me with the excitement of a boost, because then I don't have to hear all of that clarity. I want to hear freaking gain and harmonic feedback. So you just do this and go. They're shaking the house. I mean, this is like, listen, the Metroplex is really, really good. The Super-Plex reminds me of the 60s when I had some 60s amps when I was a little boy, and literally the glass would shake and you'd stand next to them and your bell bottoms would blow if you got too close to the cabinet. That's what this amp does. This thing's a monster. I love this amp. You know, I'm not the best player in the world or anything, but you know what I do, this is it. This is the cool thing. And that was with no pedals, 0 pedals. You could put it, it also takes gain pedals really well. You have a party with this thing. So guys, get yourself a Super-Plex, because if you don't, I'm gonna buy all of them. I'm gonna have like 20 cabinets and 20 of these heads and spend the rest of my hearing on that. So look, I'm Lance, George Metropoulos. I love him so much. If he was a girl, I'd date him. Zoe, she's from Athens, Greece. Hi, Zoe.
Hi.
Yeah, better looking than Kurt. All right, talk to you later. Bye.